Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Had to hit the opera on you niggas. Now, basically, Jamal Crawford has said on a podcast with Uncle Shay Shay. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that channel, Uncle Shay Shay. He has a lot of informative things on there. He interviews with guys like Ice Cube, his brother Sterling Sharp, who to me is the second greatest receiver of all time. And it has a lot of stuff on there that you ought to look at. Now, Jamal Crawford said that LeBron James is more hated than Kevin Durant. Are you out your goddamn mind? Are you serious? LeBron James is so beloved that people jump from bandwagon to bandwagon. People have disrespected a lot of the legends to put this guy at number one. Then you got a guy who has thrown his teammates under the bus. You have a fan base who says we don't have enough help, or they destroy every player on the team to try to make it like this guy is the sole reason they're winning. Are you out your goddamn mind, Jamal Crawford? Is you dumb, stupid, or idiotic? You know goddamn well that Kevin Durant is the most hated player. The most hated player out of anybody. You guys have destroyed this man. Y'all don't give him credit for his rings. You guys have talked trash about him with Brooklyn, putting old guys who've been bums the past 3 years like Aldridge and Blake Griffin. All of a sudden, they were bums when they weren't with him. Now they form a super team because now they're on the same team as Kevin Durant. You hypocritical fans. You hypocritical mother suckers. Are you freaking serious, Jamal Crawford? Are you smoking that dope that KCP be smoking? Huh? You know goddamn well that LeBron James is not as hated. Are you serious? Dude, you got grown men who got a damn, what do you call it? You got grown men who have a place where a shrine. You got grown men creating a shrine of this guy. And you trying to tell me he's the most hated? Are you serious? Dude, they're hating on Kevin Durant because he added a bum in Blake Griffin and a bum in LaMarcus Aldridge and a complimentary player in James Harden, who's a complimentary player because when he gets to the playoffs, he choke. Did y'all forget that? That he's choked the past 3-4 playoff runs? The only guy who he has is really Kyrie Irving, who's the number 2. James Harden is nothing more than a point guard. I told people this. He's a scoring point guard. He's a better Steve Nash. And I told you guys this. But you guys kept talking about, man, James Harden going to the team. It's a big 3. Who gives a damn? Isaiah Thomas for the Detroit Pistons had to go against the Celtics and the Lakers and the Sixers and Michael Jordan's Bulls. They had way better teams than he had. And he won. The Spurs going against the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. Tim Duncan won against them and beat the Pistons. And beat the Nets. And beat the so-called super team Miami Heat. So who cares if you got 3 superstars on your damn team? It doesn't matter. You still have to play the game, you dumbass idiots. I swear, people on the internet are the dumbest people in the world. How the hell This is not a super team. This is a team that was built. That was built to go for a championship run. Back in the day with the Houston Rockets, Charles Barkley teamed up with Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon late in their career. Kevin Durant is like 32. He's past his prime now. You got James Harden, who's probably a couple years younger at 30. He's probably at the end of his prime. If not, I think he's past it by a year. Kyrie Irving is entering his prime because Kyrie's real young. So you guys are over-glorifying and over-inflating this Brooklyn Nets team because you guys are trying to make an excuse for lebrownies blames if he loses. Now, if he wins, you guys are going to bolster him up saying that, look at who he had to play against. LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin are bums. They're done. They're done. They've been done for 3 years. What the hell is y'all talking about? Blake Griffin ain't been good since the Clippers. LaMarcus ain't been good for like 3 or 4 years. If they were so good, they would not have been let go by the Spurs or the Pistons. They wouldn't have been bought out, you idiots. And James Harden, he just left Houston because they just changed the coach on him and then they changed the direction. It was a new owner on the team. They changed the whole direction of the whole thing. They got rid of Morley and they went in another direction. And he's like, bump that. I'm not finna rebuild. So I don't blame him for saying he wanted to leave. But yet LeBron could get away with changing teams. He could get away with picking any player he wants. He could throw these players away, then bring a whole new batch of players. Now all of a sudden you guys are saying Drummond is the best. No. LeBrownies is going to get help from the refs. So all he got to do is just sit down, pad his stats, and he could just watch the game unfold. Because he ain't going to do nothing. He wasn't doing nothing then. Before Dennis Schroeder came back, you forgot they lost 6 of their 8 games? And then all of a sudden, y'all trying to say, oh, it's because Schroeder was hurt. Then when Schroeder come back, y'all trying to say this mother sucker the MVP. How? How is he the MVP? He has had probably one of the worst seasons I've ever seen him play. He's been done since he left Miami. He's only made it because he's able to stack his teams and he's able to get help from the refs. That's it. He's not great. He has never been hated more than LeBron James. Kevin Durant has been the most hated player in the league. You got Warriors fans hating on him. You got OKC fans still hating on him. You got the NBA hating on him. You got the whole league. And Jamal Crawford, your dumb ass gonna tell me LeBron's the most hated? Man, get the freak out of here. You idiot. Now I know you on LeBron's payroll. Because LeBron James sound like he told you to say that. Hey, Jamal, make sure you tell him that I am the most hated player in the NBA. Get the hell out of here. Kyrie was the most hated, then KD. KD and Kyrie Irving are the most hated players in the NBA, along with James Harden. You have never been hated on the level that they were. Even when you went to Miami, the only people that hated you was Cleveland fans. When KD went to Golden State, OKC hated him. All the NBA hated him. The whole NBA hated him. Kyrie was hated. As soon as he left LeBron James, he got hated by the Cleveland fans, by every fan base. Then when he left Boston, Boston fans hated him and the whole fan base. So, I'm sorry, Jamal Crawford. You are, like my boy Biggie said, you're dead wrong. So thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you like what you hear, donate to the Cash App. It's the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening. We out. Deezy.